was in the McKeesport majorettes, and she was into all kind of things, plays, and in the McKeesport High School. But then I find now, kids have nothing to do. And before, there was always something for them to do. There was always something for my daughter to get into, and the girls that she went to school with in the neighborhood. But I find right now, they have nothing to do.
They really
and
don't.
Their minds are so idle from doing nothing. But now, they just stand on the corner and just debate about different things. But then again, they get run off the street because they're not supposed to come together as a crowd. But they need a facility where they can meet, and they can talk things over and have adults that they can switch ideas with. And right now, I don't see that.
No, it's not happening. You got me thinking of Crawford Village, like there's not even a playground in there. You talking about what, like 50 buildings of
And it
kids
used to be
in every
more
single
than that,
apartment?
more than that. And they did have playgrounds and things back there at the time. Because once even when my daughter got grown, she was out there.
Mm-hmm.
And they did have different playgrounds and different things for my grandsons to go to. But right now, when they redone the houses and everything out there, there's no place for the kids to go. There's nothing for them to do. And at one time they had a swimming pool here where all the kids could go. But now there's no swimming pool. You know, no recreational areas. So they're just...
There's a pavilion in the middle of Crawford. It's empty, there's nothing there, but we held something, it was a couple weeks ago. My friend, his mother was like a staple in the community up there. He has a business down here, right next to the tattoo shop on 5th Avenue. He has a clothes store. It's actually opening September 1st. He just moved from Olympia Shopping Center in McKeesport. But his mom's name was Vanessa Rowe. So we do this thing called Miss V Day. We've been doing it for the last 10 years. And we get like bouncy houses for the kids. And
awesome.
We had our good brother Joe. He works for he's a huge buyer and seller of produce like in southwestern PA. So he brought like 2 big refrigerated trucks, and we gave away like produce to like 400 families. It wasn't even just in Crawford, it was like the whole McKeesport could come through and get something. So, and that's something we just put together as just members of the community. Like no help from, nothing against him, but no help from the mayor or nobody, of just us.
Well, then that leads to my next question, which is how would you encourage people to get involved in the community? How can people be better neighbors?
I think they need to be listened to, instead of talked at. That's my biggest thing. They talk at them at the meetings, they go, they talk at them, they tell them what they want, but what about the people? Even their concerns that they do give, a lot of them are looked over or looked at, but nothing is promising and nothing comes through. And right now, what we need is, with all these shootings and things, I think it's the kids' minds aren't set on loving one another. Okay, if you love your brother and your sister, then if you love yourself, then there wouldn't be all these things that are happening. But they're not going to receive this because all the churches have these messages. But if the parents don't go and the kids don't go, then how do they know? And it's hard to get across to them, even though you can talk to them. And sometimes it does get through. I can honestly say there are times when the kids do go to church and they do learn, and they do go back and tell certain their constituents and their student allies and whatever. They do get the message across, but it's not enough. It's not enough because there's a lot of young teenagers out there, they don't know the Lord in the aspect of love. Because the Lord is the love that they need in order to love themselves and love one another. And that's how you get the kids together, because if you got love for yourself, then you will have some love for me.
Right.
If you got some respect for yourself, you're going to have respect for me. Right. And if you don't have any of these things, you're lost. So that's why we have so many things happening.
Should have took us to church. Woo.
I stay in church.
Yeah, I see.
I love the Lord, and I stay in church, and I talk to my people, I talk to the kids whenever and if I can. And some of them just look, and some of them take heed, some don't. But then it gives them something to think about.
Yeah, you plant seeds.
You got to
It's
give them
important to
something to
plant
think
seeds.
about. If you want to live, you got to act like you want to live. You got to love somebody in order to be loved, in order to get along.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
purpose. Like God gave me purpose, which a lot of people don't have around
Yes.
here. As far as the youth, like you need purpose. That's so important.
That's it. That's
Or you'll
most
just be
important.
like existing. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And when you just existing, like in an element with not too many positive things, I mean, it's like, you know, like imagine planting a seed and trying to grow a flower in those conditions. It probably ain't gonna be the beautifulest flower, if that makes any sense.
It does. That does make
But
sense.
if it falls on a rock, but there's someone to come along and do something with that seed there to make it kind of grow. It can grow crooked all at once.
Oh,
But
yeah.
sooner or later, it will straighten out and it will become a good looking flower.
100%.
You got to put something in order to get something out.
This is great. Yeah, man. So if you were just to kind of sum that up, like, would you say, as far as encouraging people to be better neighbors, would you say, like, get involved? Does that give you some purpose? Or, like, how can we inspire people to be better neighbors?
Sometimes it's a good smile going down the street to somebody whose head is hanging down. And you say good morning or hello to them and give them a great big smile. That helps. So therefore, our children need that also. We need, as parents, as people, as elderly ones, as the middle-aged ones, to let them know that a smile encourages and that a little love will plant a seed.
Amen.
And that'll give them an idea what is going on. Some people are happy. These kids are happy. They have something in mind. They want to do something. And if they implant a seed, if a kid implants a seed into another kid, then it's going to be passed on.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
that's what we need right now. We need planters of seeds.
Yes, ma'am.
And we need some waterers. We need some fertilizers. We need somebody
all
to
of it.
tell somebody about the love of Christ and the love of yourself and the love of another being.
I could speak just for today, like in the past hour. So, like, actually, the people that you interviewed before us, I seen them down in front of my friend's store because we're still painting and moving stuff in there. And the guy seemed super drunk and he was kind of irritating. But I said, hold up, God, like that's not positive to think he's irritating. And I keep these invites to my church on me, and I started telling him about the Lord and blah, blah, blah. And
That's what you do.
he was like, oh man, you changed my whole perspective. Just like you said, listening to people, showing them a little bit of love. Like there's not a lot of that around. Because everybody else that was with me was like, did what normal people do, was like completely ignoring them. But you could tell there's something going on there that needs, some people need assistance. I did.
Hey, they need a little watering.
Yes.
And the only way you can water them is to give them a little word of encouragement and try to see their perspective of things, because, hey, I haven't always been in the position I'm in. I know what it is sometimes to not have, and you have to do whatever in order, the little things to build the bigger things to get to where you are now.
Yes.
And some of them don't have that. So if you see them and they're in a position where sometimes they're irritated and they give you that ignorance because
there's a
they're in
reason.
a position where something is bothering them.
Yeah.
And if you could just give them a hello or, hey, can I talk to you for a minute and how you doing and something like that. And a lot of times they'll tell you like, I'm hungry. Can you give me some money? I say I might not be able to give you some money, but I can take you and get you some food.
We definitely gonna get you fed.
I'm gonna get you some food. If you're hungry, I'm gonna make sure you get fed.
Well, thank you both. I think.
Hold on, I got one more thing.
yeah,
You said
please.
what they need to do.
Please, yes.
Because we gotta tell them what they need to do.
Tell them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get involved, like you said. Get involved. The way I got involved was I started going to church. Then I joined the church. Then I got baptized. Then I started joining the men's group. So now you're putting yourself, because anybody can just go to church like on Sunday. But when you're meeting with men of faith and integrity all throughout the week and that are building you up, it could change your life, They just literally, some guys paid for me to go to Honduras. I just got back from Honduras like 3 weeks ago. We built 6 houses out there and started building a church, but we gave the 6 houses to families that didn't have a house. And like I said, so when I say purpose, like God gave me, like I never in my life thought I would be doing that. 2 years ago, I was a gangbanger, drug dealer, everything of the above. Once you get involved with the right people, like we both were saying, God, I don't know what anybody else would promote, but it'd be great. Just get involved.
I think it's awesome. And I appreciate all the churches that are
I wish you
now
had a camera
today,
because I plugged my church
they're
in.
starting to get together with one another in order to do things for the whole community, not just one church being involved, but the more churches get involved, the more kids that you can bring in and parents, so they can get to know what it is to know love, appreciate one another, and to know the love of God.
When you were saying with the smiles, or like I met a pastor that has a church, you know that church right there, Judah Ministries behind it?
Yes.
I met him because of just being nice and speaking, and I just spoke there a couple days ago, gave my testimony, just to encourage people. Left, he called me back, had a $150 check for me. You know, I wasn't even looking for any money.
Right.
But this is the type of stuff that happens when you get involved.
Yes.
I love it. Thank
And
you
that's
both
what we
so
need.
much. You should start a podcast together. Yeah, well, listen to it. I think we have people
Good job,
waiting.
y'all. Thank you guys.
Thank you
so
guys.
much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Really
Now
appreciate it.
people